minister. You thought Fisher was going to be here. Well, you got me instead. Fuck it. Yeah, you guys all from Jersey City? Now some of you are not, some of you are. I used to live in Jersey City for about like 2-3 years. You know, it was a real brief time, but like that's the only time in my life that I had a dog. You know, he was a great dog. He was a fucking phenomenal dog. His name was Nemo. He used to come cuddle with us in bed. You know, I was with my ex at the time, and I'll explain why in a minute. But, you know, he used to come cuddle with us and fucking. The only thing that sucked is like sometimes he would wake me up by fucking me in my ear. And I didn't understand why, but you know what it made me think of? I've spent $800. $800 I dropped in this dog, only to get face fucked by a fluffy earthworm. It was not a good experience in of itself, you know. But you know, time went on. As time went on, the relationship soured. I got a little stabby poop, and that's when I was like, you know what? It's time to abandon my child, and that's what I did. I abandoned my fluffy child. You know, anybody here have an absent father? And the white girls? Damn, that exposed some internal racism. You know? I'm sorry about that. But you know what? Now that I look at you, you do have very abandonable cheekbones. And it kind of makes sense to me, you know? Like, I would abandon the shit out of you if I locked up the white lady. She got money, she can take care of you. Wait from like fucking Bloomfield or some shit. Okay, yeah, I got it right. See my racism sometimes, right? You know? But no, it gave me a different perspective when I actually abandoned that little makeshift family I had. Because you know what? Nobody ever consults the absent father about his perspective. You know, have you ever people call to me, they're like, oh, my dad abandoned me. I was like, well, have you ever considered that maybe your mother ain't shit? Maybe you were just a shitty kid. You ever think about that? Like maybe you were just really hard to deal with, and dad was like, you know what? I'd rather go get milk for 50 years. I don't know. You guys go to therapy? Yeah. You pay for therapy? How much you pay? $40. $40. Every month? You get like a fucking dog for that shit. But man, fuck that. Don't. You get a fucking cube of weed. Fuck that. You don't need no fucking therapy. I never spent a dime on therapy in my life. I turned out fucking fine. I have 0 problems. I'm the most perfect individual that I know. The only thing that I spent money on that was close to therapy is like a psychiatrist so that she could get me Adderall so I could sniff it while I did the dishes. Have you ever done the dishes sober? That's some bullshit. Nah, I want to look like a crackhead impersonating James Brown when I'm doing the dishes. I want to be almost standing. That's the right way to do dishes. Fuck that. But nah, man, I fucked up when I chose my psychiatrist though, because I really think that white guys know the most about mental health. And if you're gonna choose a mental health expert, please choose a white guy or a white woman, because they'll sit you down and be like, bro, you should really try to change these things you're doing because these patterns are repeating themselves. And only you can hold yourself accountable for what you've done to yourself. So at the end of the day, if you change that, then maybe you can move past these issues. It's like, wow, I never fucking thought of that. Thank you, Chad. But you're not gonna get that with anybody else. You know, I fucked up. I chose a Latina as a psychiatrist because her name sounded hot on paper. And I was correct. She was very hot in person, actually. But it wasn't really good if I was trying to get right, because I never felt like she was in it for my well-being. She was always in it for the cheese man. I knew that shit. She would ask some real small-ass questions to me. She'd be like, all right, okay, so I'm writing out a prescription, but first, you just gotta tell me, were you ever molested as a child because you've been acting mad molested and shit? And I'm just trying to make sure you're good. And I told her, no, I just act this way. I'm sorry. Oh man, I don't know. You got a couple couples in here, right? I'm looking at you, fucking Steven. Is that your name? I ever read that? Well, it's Steven now. Let me ask you a question, if I may, because you did choose to sit in the front. You can't do it in the second position. That takes some balls, and I respect that. But did she ever call you dad? Right when I thought I would have had more respect for you. I'm playing, but yeah, I don't like that. I don't like when women call me daddy. It just doesn't do it for me. I just know that's just not my thing, man. But like Poppy's a different story. If she was calling me Poppy, like we could be at Walmart fucking looking at cupcakes, and I'm gonna start fucking. I don't give a fuck. There's kids around. Why they looking at me when my woman calls me my special word? I don't need that. That's why I gotta say. I think you should live your life in English, but you should have sex in Spanish because you know what? At the end of the day, you gotta train your mind when to be serious and when to be going thank you, miss. You know what? Because look, picture this, right? Let's say that you were single and you were getting free with a Spanish girl. Hypothetical, don't yell at her. So let's say he was, and he was waiting in the bedroom, and then she hears a knocking on the door. No, he hears, Papi? Now, a couple of you speak Spanish, I know that. That means daddy give me the milk. Which also means this girl's trying to get a nut. But you gotta be careful when you answer that door, because more than likely, if she's above the age of 25, if there's a good chance that a small child will be standing there with an empty glass. The only line was, it was a glass of milk. And now they're standing there, eye level with daddy's dick. You know, and you wouldn't have to smack the shit out of this kid if she would just speak fucking English. And that's what Trump taught me. I'm trying to adapt. I'm not trying to go to summer camp right now. Alright, I think that's my time though. Have a good night.